Hi guys, today we're looking at mysterious mechanical groaning noises and strange sounds from the sky that apparently been going on a decade or more. You may have heard these stories, you may have not, but I'm going to run through exactly what the numbers within them, why they're running the stories, what it means, and we're going to focus on a few new numbers. And in this first article, primarily, we're going to discuss the number 32 and what that means and why they're using it. And of course, I'm going to show you some of the usual classic numbers as well. So let's get started. Okay. So apparently around 5 AM on a Monday quite some time ago, a loud sound moved through parts of Anchorage even. So straight off the bat, Monday 5 AM, number 32. Apparently a loud sound moved through parts of Anchorage, which is also 32. It's almost like a foghorn and screeching metal on metal, said Jamie James, which I believe is one of these ladies. And Jamie James is 32 as well. Okay, every time I tell somebody about it, I say it sounds like a submarine scraping the bottom of a pool, and if you listen to it, it's not far off from that. Anyway, they just go on to talk about it sounding like a hungry pet dinosaur. Great. Like others, James knew the sound, but the origin was mysterious. It's eerie, described by some on social media as symphonic. It's also sporadic, ramping up for about 20 seconds and then disappearing. And 20 seconds is also 32. Apparently the sound's been around for years. And of course she's posted it on social media Tuesdays, which they love. And there were 88 comments. Okay, apparently the Thompson first heard the noise 4 years ago, which is a number they're using a lot recently, which I'll go into at a later date. Okay, just moving down, just to show you that the old classics are there as well. We've got Alan Kajowski, something like that. There's your 33. And also Alaska Railroad spokesman Tim Sullivan. And there's your 44. Okay, now one of the most popular theories has an unusual name, trumpets in the sky. A noise similar to what's being heard around Anchorage has been recorded around the world. People subscribing to the theory tend to believe the phenomenon happening in Anchorage is related to noises elsewhere, but there isn't a consensus on what exactly the phenomenon is. But trumpets in the sky. Okay, as I say, there are other numbers in here, but I'm just trying to focus on a few. It's too much to focus on quite a few. And Rob Guttrow, a NASA spokesman, said on Tuesday again. And Rob Guttrow, 33 and also 44. Okay, so what does 32 mean before we move on to the next article? Well, I'll go through it with you now. Okay, now this is one of Aleister Crowley's books, Gematria. It's a great read, honestly. The 32 Paths of Wisdom. So 32 is in reference to the 32 Paths of Wisdom, which are the 10 spheres and the 22 connecting links on the tree of life, or tree of death as I call it. You've got your 10 spheres and your 22 paths. So when this is complete, you get your 32. And it's something he refers to as completion of perfection, stroke finality. And once it is completed, what they do then is they enter the 11th sphere, Darth, which they enter from the opposite direction, and this leads to the dark side of the tree of life. So whatever it is they're actually presenting to us, they believe it's complete and they believe it's perfect. So let's move on to the second article. So what is this strange sound from the sky? Noise heard across the globe for nearly a decade. Okay, now in this article we're going to focus on 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, and I'm going to go through what that means with you. There are obviously other stuff as well, but we're going to focus on that. So these noises have apparently been heard for nearly a decade, which is 22, both ways. Similar outbursts have been captured in the US, Ukraine, Germany or Belarus. And Ukraine is 22, Belarus is 22, and Germany is your classic 21. Okay, so let's go through the article. Okay, now these are the videos. I'm not going to play them, but the first one, it's got a woman with a square jaw and an Adam's apple. But anyway, moving down, the first video was from Belarus, and apparently a Kimberley Wookiee from Terrace, British Columbia was the first that captured the alien sound in June 2013. And of course, Terrace, 22. Of course, 2013, 20 and 13, 33. And the most recent being May 7th this year, which is 22. And right on YouTube, Miss Wookiee, on the morning of the 29th of August, approximately 7:30, there's your 3 sevens. And August 29, 2013, there's your 34-7. And of course she came out to the living room to find her 7-year-old son, and there's your number 7 again. And Miss Kimberley Wookiee, you get your 77 and your 55. Let's move on. Okay, I have no idea what these sounds are, but it's pretty strange. I was glad I was able to catch them. The sounds were heard again on September the 8th at 6:30. There's your 3 6s. And your number 7 again, 25k away. And September 8th is also 33. Okay, now apparently this woman sent some correspondence to Caterpillar Incorporation to find out what it was. So let's go through that. Okay, so first of all, Caterpillar's 33. The sound was heard for 10-20 minutes, 25 kilometers away, 3 sevens, and someone reported hearing it at 111 kilometers outside of town. Okay, I don't know how she knew that, but anyway, KM both ways is 6, so 111 times 6, you know what that totals. And I was one of 3 that recorded it. There's your 7 again, your 3 out of 3/4 of the town. So let's take a look at 1 of 3. I know you know the answer, but 1 divided by 3 is 0.333333. Of course, she sent it 18 hours ago, 3 6s, and of course the reply was 55 minutes ago. All complete dribble. Okay, moving on to the next one. Another recording was captured in Kiev, Ukraine in August 2011. Of course the sound was extremely loud and some people 30 to 40 kilometers away. There's your number 7 again. And it was captured on August the 11th, 2011, which is of course 33. Okay, moving down, Aaron Trailer, 36, 3 6s, recorded it in Montana in the USA. And this is a snippet from the video in Missoula, Montana. which is 55, on February the 18th, 2012, which is 66. Okay, now apparently this woman in Allen, Texas, US, which is 44, also heard the noise. And apparently geoscientist David Deming from the University of Oklahoma has previously written about the phenomenon called the hum. So Deming is 22. Sorry about that. And this was from the same video, obviously Allen, Texas, January 24, 33. And if you just complete it, you get your 37, your 37s as well. Okay, so if you do just back to the top, there's one that happened apparently in Germany. Here we go. And of course, April the 4th, there's your 44. And the recording of the trumpet light sound. Shot in Germany, which was 21. So there's a child frozen with terror with an orange shirt on. And of course, April 4, 33. Okay, Skyquakes, it's even got its own Wikipedia page. And it's also known as the hum. Again, another Wikipedia page. What is the trumpet sound in the sky? Skyquakes are unexplained reports of phenomena that sound like a cannon, trumpet, or a sonic boom coming from the sky. Now, if you take a look, you've probably got one similar in your home city, because there's one that's happened in mine apparently a few years ago. Of course, it's all just made up. There's no noise. Nobody's heard anything. They just want you to believe that strange noises are in the sky. So why are they doing this? Why are they trying to convince us that for decades there's been a trumpet sounding noise coming from the sky? Now, those of you who already know what's happening in the world, you know where I'm leading with this, and you know exactly why they're doing it. But I'm just going to tell you straight. So quickly jumping back to this, these videos, the trumpet sound is obviously being dubbed over the top of the video. They haven't actually recorded anything. And this is because it's all biblical. Now, those of you know that we're at the end. Those of you that don't, it's just the way it is. So this is the book of Revelation. And I saw 7 angels who stand before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And the first trumpet, the first angel sounded the trumpet. And this is why they're doing this. Basically what they're going to be doing is when the first trumpet sounds, everybody's going to be saying, what on earth was that? And of course the enemy, they're just going to refer you back to this and say, oh, this, yeah. It's been happening for decades. Didn't you know about it? It's been happening all over the world. And there's all these videos that you can watch, and it's really weird, isn't it? So basically it's another form of deception that they're going to throw at us. But if you know truth, you know it's going to be the first trumpet. And then the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay, so quickly, the numbers 11 and 22. They're master builder numbers. They're what they build their ideas they're presenting to you on. Number 33, they take ownership of it, the Masonic Army. Number 44 is the corruption of the created world. That's when they corrupt the original. That's when they corrupt the world, basically, with their lies. 55, it's completion of the old idea and the beginning of a new idea. And then they move on to number 66, which represents the dark side of the tree of life. So there you go. Don't be deceived, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.